I've always wanted to crochet a sweater, but as a newbie crocheter, the patterns I received from my grandma were a little too complicated for me. So after some endless Pinterest scrolling for ideas, I went to YouTube and found a tutorial that looked pretty straightforward. The pattern I followed was by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. It's her easy crochet granny stitch sweater. For my yarn, I used 2 skeins of Stitch Studio by Nicole from the Earth Tone series in teal. Unfortunately, it was an AC Moore exclusive brand, so it's not sold anymore. MJ's pattern is top down, so I started with the collar. This part is so easy. It's just like you're making a very thin, small scarf, and it put me in a really good place. I felt like I could totally do this after making the collar successfully. The top part worked up really quickly, especially when I got into the rows of granny stitches. At this point, all I was doing was going around until I had enough space for my arms to come out of the holes. And it was going pretty well. My only concern at this point was that the collar felt a little square. And I was thinking maybe once I blocked it, that would just come on out and it would be all okay. You can see here when I flip it out that the collar is a bit lumpy looking. Not exactly sure if or what I did wrong. If anybody has any suggestions, I'd love to know. I kept chugging along and I got quite a bit of the body done, but I was really excited to start working on the sleeves, so I moved on to that. At this point, I was kind of thinking the sleeve would look nice with a flare. MJ's cinches at the wrist, but I was kind of like, maybe I'll experiment and see how it goes. I also had quite a bit of yarn left, so I was feeling quite confident that everything was going to continue to go smoothly. And this is where things started to go wrong. So I had to pull out some of the sweater because my cat got to it. He's very cute, but he is in fact a criminal. Stop that. Thank you. But I persisted and kept working on the sleeve. And I finalized my decision to make the sleeve cuff wide. In order to do that, I added a single cluster increase, so my sleeve went from 19 clusters around to 20. It's not a big increase by any means, just a slight little increase. Once I was finished the sleeve, I couldn't even find the increase easily. It took me a couple seconds before I could locate it, and that's just because I did it, so I knew where it was. And it's on the bottom, so you won't be able to see it at all. And when I started to add the cuff, I didn't skip any stitches when edging with the single crochet like MJ does to cinch the sleeve cuff in. It worked out really well, and I was super happy with how the wide sleeve cuff turned out. With one sleeve done, I started working on the bottom again. I finished up one skein and was over halfway through the other, so I was just hoping to have enough to finish the other sleeve and the bottom edge. It was a little stressful finishing up the second sleeve because I kept looking at my dwindling ball of yarn, just crossing my fingers hoping that I would have enough to finish. But luckily I did have enough. I was able to finish it. And I even had some yarn left over, which was shocking to me. I did not think that was going to be the case at all. I thought I was going to have to mess with the length at the bottom or maybe mess with the length of the sleeve or the cuff, which I'm really glad I didn't have to do because I love how the cuff turned out. It's super wide, which is exactly what I was going for. Then I got to everybody's favorite part, weaving in the ends. I actually don't mind doing this, and I do have a little trick if you have weak wrists like me and your needle sometimes gets stuck. I use a little set of pliers and I just yank it right out. Works like a charm and saves my wrists. I also had to sew up the tiny little gaps underneath of the armpits from where I connected everything. And once I had the ends weaved in, I clipped them and then I took my needle felting tool on some foam and I just lightly felted in those areas to make sure the tails don't pop out at all. And it's done! Well, I still need to block it, but I wanted to try it on pre-blocked just to kind of see how it was sitting. And as you can see, it's a little short at the bottom in the sleeves. So I spent some time with my steamer and I went over each section and then I just kind of left it out after I stretched it into the right position to cool down and have the fibers settle. And now it's officially done. The blocking did wonders. The sleeves fit way better now. They're the right length. They're more drapey instead of how stiff they were before I blocked it. Even the bottom lays nicer now that it's been blocked. I also tried the sweater on with a skirt and I think it looks super cute. I also really like it with jeans. It lays exactly how I hoped it would, right at my waistband. Overall, I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. It's a super warm and comfy sweater, and I'm really glad that I decided to make the sleeves wide like this. I actually think that's the best part about MJ's pattern is that it's very customizable to size and the fit you want for it. So it's great if you want to make something a little different to suit your style. The only thing that didn't work out quite like I thought was the collar. I don't know if I made it too big for me or I messed up in some other way, but it kind of has this gapping. It's very slight. I don't know if it's super noticeable, but when my arm's up, it's fine. When I put it down, you can see it pop up like that. So I'm not exactly sure what I did wrong or how it turned out like that. If anybody knows, please let me know because I'd love to learn from this so I don't make the same mistake in the future. Other than that, I love the fit, the color is great, and now I just need the lovely cold weather to get here so I can actually wear it because this thing is super warm and it is way too hot to wear it right now. Anyway, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye-bye.